I'm Kate.
And I'm Jamie, and this is Creeps and Coffee,
A show where we talk about the creepiest crime cases around the world.
So, let's grab some coffee
and have a chat. Hello again.
Hi.
That was more energy than last time. I like it.
Was it?
It was.
From me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll tone down my energy then.
No! Last time you were just like, hello.
Hey. Oh.
Hey, guys.
If it makes you feel better, I don't remember when we filmed these episodes.
Same.
And then I'm like, when did I say that? Oh, I know. Okay, sure. Totally. Like, my mom will call me and be like, well, do you remember this? And I was like, nope.
Absolutely not.
So, hi.
How are you, James?
I'm tired, but I'm good.
That's good.
Lots of packing.
I wonder why.
I'll have to wait and find out in the next episode. How are you, Kate?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Yep.
I've had some wine. So yeah. Feeling a little.
I had some wine the other day.
You had a Moscato, right?
I learned I like Moscato and I don't like yearling. What did you have?
I'm drinking a Zinfandel.
Whoa.
It's also a
What
dessert
is that?
wine.
Is it white? Red?
It's
Rosé?
more of a rosé. It's a white wine, but it's more of a rosé.
Babe, that's not white.
Babe, you just learned what a Moscato was, so...
I'm kind of an expert, actually. Like, there's Moscato and rosé and yearling and let me just... There's
Can you name any red wines?
Pinot Grigio,
Mm-hmm.
Pinot Noir,
Oh.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh.
That's all I got. Google has failed me.
I don't think it was Google that failed you. Your mother would be so disappointed.
She is.
Moving swiftly on.
This is a good episode.
It is. I feel like every time we record, I'm like, I'm excited about this episode. But I am.
It's not really scary per se, but it's more like a palate cleanser, I find. I recommended us doing this because with how heavy the world is right now, this is a nice little like refresher to laugh at.
That being said, our hearts go out to everybody in the Ukraine right now, the Russian citizens that are protesting and fighting for everything. I can't even begin to imagine.
Come laugh with us.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. Maybe.
Yeah. I think that's what I like about our conspiracy episodes in general, too, is sort of the palate cleanser aspect of them, like you said. Just because, I don't know, it can be so dark talking about pedophiles and ghosts and
murder.
All of these horrible crimes. Sometimes it's just like, what's the weirdest thing that people believe in? Let's talk about it.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
We had to, like, pick and choose which ones we did for this episode, but there's easily, like, I have a whole Google Doc with, like, a page full of outlandish conspiracies, and it's like, we could do this as a series in its own, like, a whole other podcast, literally.
It baffles me how deeply some people believe in things.
Especially when there's no proof.
Yeah. But then I think about how fervently I believe in ghosts, and I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Okay.
There's no real solid transition into any of these topics.
No.
So
You may have heard of this first one as a meme.
this is also my favorite.
It's the best. That's why I wanted it first.
Now, I don't know if this is because I'm a grandma and I'm always the last to see things, but I never saw this as a meme. I was going through conspiracy theories and I found this and I texted Jamie and I was like, oh, you're not gonna believe this. And she was like, no, yeah, I know.
Well, didn't you see the interview on TV?
No.
Oh. So that's the meme.
This is what
there
I
was a
mean.
guy Yeah, there was this angry white dude who was arguing on the television, like on Fox News or something, and he turns to the camera and he goes, "They're turning the frickin' frogs gay!" And then someone made a dubstep out of it. And it's like...
That's what you've been singing.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And it's really catchy.
It's all coming together.
I'll send it to you later.
Please do. So, with that, let's talk about some gay frogs, shall we? Woo! A sentence I never thought I'd say.
I love gay frogs.
I have many gay friends, none of whom are frogs. But, reptilians is another theory we can go into, so they might be.
True.
You never know. Anyway, so this angry white guy that Jamie is referring to is a man by the name of Alex Jones, who, shocker, is a American far-right radio host. He is the host of a broadcast called The Alex Jones Show. So really on the nose there. Super creative
Not
guy.
a narcissist or anything, right?
Of course not. But beyond just being a far-right idiot, he's also really known as a big-time conspiracy theorist. The shit that this man has come up with, it baffles me how he gets around in the world. Some people you meet and you're just like, wow, are you okay? Like, do you want to talk to somebody? And he's one of those people.
Great.
So I would say
people.
probably, I don't know if it's his biggest, but like you said, probably his most popular conspiracy theory is that the U.S. government is using chemical weapons that were developed by the Pentagon to turn people gay.
Not just frogs.
No, started with people. So this was based on a study done by Hayes et al. In 2010 that said that atrazine, which is some sort of chemical that I didn't look into because I don't understand chemistry. I'm not ashamed to admit it. So atrazine induces complete feminization and chemical castration in male African clawed frogs. Somewhere along the line, Alex Jones got into his brain that the government was using atrazine in the U.S. water supply as a chemical weapon to turn the population gay. So his specific words were that he has the government documents where they said they're going to encourage homosexuality with chemicals so that people don't have children. First of all, the study that he's citing focuses on gender of one specific breed of frog, not sexual orientation. They're talking about chemical castration on this frog.
Yeah.
At no point do they mention the effects of atrazine on humans, but he took this leap as though humans and the African clawed frog have the same genetic basis. So clearly, any male that has an intake of atrazine is going to be chemically castrated and become female, which to him is the same thing as being gay, apparently.
Sure. If you don't know anything about science, yeah.
Well, clearly this man is focused on the science of things.
Right.
So that's where it started. So that was 2010. Fast forward to 2017. This guy's gone down a spiral. Something has happened here. And it turned into him saying that he didn't like the government, and I quote, putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay, which is what you were referring to. And then he went on to say, again, I quote, the majority of the frogs in most areas of the United States are now gay. My question number one, how does he know? Has he interviewed every frog in the U.S.?
It's a great point.
Is Alex Jones fucking frogs? I think so.
That was what I was gonna ask.
I think he is.
Why does he care that the frogs are gay? It does not affect him in the slightest?
It does if you're into fucking frogs. So this is where my spiral started, personally. So he said this very confidently, with absolutely no evidence whatsoever, as most far-right theorists tend to. So I did a deep dive on homosexuality in animals and the specific breeding habits of frogs.
Okay.
So buckle up.
I'm ready. I'm interested.
So there are over 500 animal species that display homosexual behaviors.
Woo!
No matter what you believe in, it's the thing. People are gay. Animals are gay. It happens.
It's natural.
It's very natural. If we look at specifically frogs, I know he's talking about the US, and apparently it's only American frogs that are gay. But hear me out.
Yeah.
There are over 7,400 recognized frog species on the planet. 7,400 different types of frogs. This is frogs, toads. I think those are the only two. So that's a lot of different species, correct?
Yeah.
Of those 7,400, over 7,400, there are two which consistently display homosexual acts in like a purposeful sexual encounter with the same sex. Two. And that's purposeful.
Are there accidental?
Yes. And I will get to that. But those two types of frogs that display purposeful homosexual acts, because I'm trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt. He found a gay frog. But he couldn't because the only two types of frogs that purposely have sex with the same sex are the Tanger desert toad, which is native to China, and the black spotted frog, which is native to East Asia. So, unless you're going to throw in a conspiracy about China making the frogs gay now, which I wouldn't put past him, he's not seeing these gay frogs. He's not.
Yeah.
That leads me into...
The chemicals, Kate.
Obviously. This leads me to accidental gay acts in frog sex.
Please.
Welcome to Creeps and Coffee. Here's the thing about frogs. Frogs don't have external genitalia like humans do. Because, surprise, we're different species. Different animals. So you can see a penis, you can see a vagina to see the sex of a human. Frogs, no idea. So it can be really easy to confuse the sex of a frog, even for other frogs. There's very few ways of knowing. So there was a 2014 study that showed that frogs will often attempt to mate with other male frogs, other species of frog, dead females, inanimate objects, and occasionally multiple frogs at the same time if they're fighting a mate.
Kinky.
Very. But they have this sort of vibrational response that the female will give once they find this partner. So if they stick it into something that isn't a genetically compatible partner, because let's face it, frogs really will stick it in anything they can find until they're like, oh, this works. So if they stick it in something that is not that partner, the other thing will be like, nope, not for me. And the frog will be like, oh, sorry about that, bud, and move on its merry way.
My bad.
Until they find the acceptance of a female partner. And then they will mate, and then they will fuck off. Because frogs don't actually like mate for life or anything. There are no strings attached kind of guys.
Okay.
Another fun fact about frogs is that male frogs, the one thing that you can tell is that male frogs have bigger thumb pads because when they're mating with the female, they'll massage her back as they're fertilizing the eggs.
Okay, I felt like you didn't need to say that to me.
I feel like I did because I learned that when I was in high school and I've never forgotten it. Here's the thing.
Gross.
The animal kingdom is a very disgusting place when it comes to mating habits, humans included. I just thought that was so sweet that he like massages the eggs out of her.
What part of that sentence sounded sweet?
He's massaging her so she's more comfortable. He's saying.
Massaging her.
Yeah.
So he's more likely to implant eggs and have babies.
Correct.
Not
but
for
she
pleasure.
Still gets a free massage out of it.
Yeah,
and
from
honestly,
his slimy, nasty hands.
Well, she's slimy and nasty too. Sometimes the slimier and nastier, the better.
Can we change this topic?
So anyway, all of that to say, the U.S. government is not trying to turn frogs gay. They haven't. And your tap water is not going to chemically castrate you. So
can I also add,
Please do.
Also, though, you said he said it's because the government is trying to turn people gay for population control?
Apparently, yes. That is his belief.
I have 3 thoughts. 1,
Amazing.
Population control is more common than we think. It happens in other countries. Maybe not in North America.
Oh, no, it happens in North America.
Well, it's a lot more common than people think, so it's really not that big of a deal, I don't think, because we have so many people on the earth already. It's not technically a bad thing, in my opinion. Number 2, that's homophobic. And number
Alex
3,
Jones? Homophobic? No.
Never. But also number 3, so what? If it's turning people gay, what's wrong with that? Huh? Like, you're gonna tell me that's a bad thing? You're gonna straight up be homophobic to my face? There's nothing wrong with being gay.
This is obviously a very different conversation. But I have never understood people's obsession with who's having sex with who. Who's attracted to who.
Yeah.
Does it affect your life? No.
No.
Move on.
Why do you have an opinion?
Yes, shut up.
Unless maybe he deep down is thinking the water's turning him gay.
That's the shitty part, is that so many of these people that are harmful to the community are really just trying to mask parts of themselves. And I'm not saying that this is the case. And I'm not saying that this is acceptable by any means. But it's such a common thing that people who are acting out and, like, outwardly putting up this front are trying a little too hard to cover up parts of themselves. That being said, I think Alex Jones is a frog.
You know what?
Mystery solved.
Conspiracy proven. Well, thank you for that.
Thank you for letting
Interesting
me
start.
share all of my frog facts with you.
Yeah, some of them I did not like, but some of them I did. Shall I move on to mine?
Please do. I'd like to stop thinking about frogs.
Please. This one I thought was stupid at first. I was like, this is one of the stupidest theories I've ever heard. And then I looked it up and was like, wait a minute. Oh no, this actually has some grounds to it.
Yeah, I get a phone call. I don't think we can name it Stupid Conspiracies anymore because I think I believe this one. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'll explain. I'll try and convince you, Kate. So, bear with me. My theory was that the RFID tracking devices are in bras.
Here we go.
Let me start.
I'm gonna need more wine.
Here's the part where I'm going to say it and everyone's going to roll their eyes.
Correct.
There was a Facebook post on June 23rd of a lady cutting open a Victoria's Secret bra and pulling out a metal-like tag saying it was a tracking chip. And she said, ladies, believe it or not, you are being tracked. This is in your Victoria's Secret tags. And it went viral. It went viral on TikTok and Facebook and got over 26 million views. And everybody was kind of freaking out because they're like, we're being tracked. So let me explain first off.
Please do.
An RFID tracking device means radio frequency identification. And I'm going to use science terms, but bear with me. So basically what it does, it uses electromagnetic fields to identify and track these specific tags, which are then attached to objects. You've seen them if you've ever bought like a pair of pants at a store and you see them take that tag that's on there that's always in your way and they shunk shunk and they take it off and then they fold your clothes. Shunk shunk, yes. And then they give you your clothes and your receipt. That's them taking it off.
You know what the worst thing is? When they accidentally leave those on.
How do you even get that off?
Or like when you order something online and it comes and that thing is on.
I haven't had... Wait, maybe I have had that happen. I don't know how you get that off.
You don't.
Oh. But yeah, so what that is, people are saying is like it's embedded in bras and like undergarments and stuff to track women, which seems outlandish at first. But yeah, so how it works is it has to be triggered to like transmit the data. So the electromagnetic will pulse, and send out these waves, and then the tag will, like, respond to it.
What triggers it? Boob sweat?
No, no, like, if you're walking out of the store and you still have the tag on, and it goes beep, 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 it's because that's the pulse so that you don't steal it.
Right.
Which makes sense. Every store pretty much has it so that you can't steal, like, clothes and stuff. So that employees can't steal clothes. And yeah, so it's not like a barcode. This one is called an AIDC, an automatic identification and data capture.
Sure.
Yeah, I Googled that. It's innocent enough when it's just clothes. However, people started being wary because it is also used in not only clothes and other merchandise, but also in pharmaceuticals, so that pharmaceutical drugs can be tracked, but also with them implanting RFID microchips in livestock and pets, because that's why you microchip pets, so if they go missing and they get red, they can find them.
Right.
Like, my dog has that.
Bug has a tattoo.
So then, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But so then people are like, well, if they can put it in animals or drugs, then they can put it in our bras to track us and humans and stuff. So it wasn't as outlandish as I thought, because I'm like, that kind of makes sense. But also, I was wondering, why bras?
That was my question.
Like, why specifically Victoria's Secret bras? And
That's
I don't
why they're
want
so
to
expensive.
Yes. I don't want to fearmonger and make people paranoid about this, because also, who cares? So you're being tracked in your bra, maybe? What you doing? What are you hiding?
Here's my thing.
Why do you care?
You're being tracked
Interlude.
all the time.
Yeah.
If you own a cell phone, you're being
You
tracked.
have phones,
constantly.
computers, satellites, your Apple Watch,
Security cameras at stores.
your car, public transit.
So,
It's pretty much impossible to be invisible nowadays.
exactly.
And everything you do has a technological footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. This should be the least of your worries. And also, I think it was rude of whoever it was to post that on Facebook, because they're just doing it to get a reaction. They're doing it to
100%.
go viral and to promote fear. And it's like, we already have enough of that in the world. Why do you have to make it worse?
Because everyone on Facebook is awful.
Anyway. So, yeah, people have actually had a lot of privacy concerns with this in the past, up until even today. So these tags can be attached to money, clothes, possessions, and apparently people as well. People are concerned about whether there's consent involved. Like, you can't consent with an animal saying, here, I'm going to track you and microchip you now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't like that, but also when it comes to humans, that's even worse. But I also don't think people are being tracked like that. Like that. But
Right.
if you've ever used a Google Maps, there you are.
I discovered the other day that I cannot use Google Maps.
Oh, okay. A university graduate.
I have no sense of direction, and you know that.
That's coming from me. I can't say anything.
Yeah.
But besides that, people were also concerned with, even if it doesn't, like, track your location specifically, it can still give away your identity. That's the word I'm looking for.
How?
Because I will explain
Sorry.
how. Thank you for asking.
Sorry.
Say, for example, Caitlin, you go and buy a bra.
As
You
I
take it
often do.
home, and you paid via credit card.
Mm.
So maybe they don't check your location with this tag.
Mm.
Instead, they just check, one, it was bought at this time, at this day, at this, like, specific mall.
Mm-hmm.
And two, this was the credit card that paid for it.
Right.
Suddenly, we know it's you.
Oh.
Or your father's
I
credit
was gonna
card, and
say.
suddenly we know it's him. But we know, hopefully, Paul isn't buying pink bras.
You didn't have to call me out like that.
And then your identity is sort of compromised. Unfortunately, it's kind of a valid concern that after they purchase these products, that they can be used for a certain level of surveillance. And the RFID network had responded through a TV series on, like, cable TV about how it works and stuff.
Mm.
But also, they use satellites to track some passive RFID tags And it's like, satellites are probably watching our every move anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
That's
Again, not to make anybody panic about it, but if you're not doing anything sketchy, then there's nothing to worry about.
And from our second last episode, we learned that even if you are doing something sketchy, sometimes it doesn't matter.
Sure.
Peter.
Do you have anything you want to add to that?
I'm still stuck on what... So, are they just hoping that men are gonna also be shopping at Victoria's Secret?
Yeah,
Or...
also, if everyone is getting it, what are they putting it in men's? Is it their underwear? Socks? Jeans? Like, what are we doing?
What if you don't wear bras?
What if you're part of the itty bitty titty club?
It's a great club to be in.
Can't relate.
Well, whatever, Jamie.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. They haven't seen us yet.
No. Polar opposites in that department is all I'll say.
Yeah.
Um,
One of us needs bra, one of us doesn't.
Correct. There's just, like, I get it from the point that you're making of, like...
But also, there's a lot of plot holes.
Precisely. The satellite thing, though...
Inconclusive.
Yeah. The satellite thing, though, leads me to my next theory. Now, this is one that confuses me greatly.
Okay.
And it really wasn't brought to my attention. Again, could be because I'm a grandma and I see nothing. But really wasn't brought to my attention until COVID started.
Okay.
And that is 5G. And the apparent fact, according to some, that 5G networks are controlling us, manipulating us, and potentially causing a worldwide virus.
What?
So, my first question in all of this was what is 5G? What does that mean?
That's a great first question.
Yeah. I still don't have an answer, really. I have an arts degree. So, what I got from this...
Please tell me you can give a slight explanation.
I can see Jamie Googling what is 5G.
Because, like, I know what it is, I just don't know how to explain it. I'm like, do I need to step in here?
Probably. It's a mobile network. So it's the 5th generation mobile network. So it's now, I think, like the new global standard. Because we started off with, like, obviously dial-up internet with, like, a 1G. And then we got to, like, Wi-Fi around, like, different local areas and wireless calling, stuff like that with 4G. And now 5G is a network that's focused on accessibility everywhere. So connecting everyone and everything. So connecting you to your car, to your home. You can, like, wirelessly lock your door. I don't know, stuff like that, you know? So it's 5G wireless technology. Here's the part that I don't understand.
Okay.
It is supposed to deliver higher multi-GBPs, better data speed, ultra-low latency, more reliability, and a more informed user experience. So what I gather from that is it's supposed to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, I know latency... Okay, here's my issue. I know all of those words, and I've heard them.
You're a step above me.
However, you ask, like, because I do streaming and stuff, so I'm like, yes, like, the bit rate and, like, my you know, all, like, I know the words, but I don't know what, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I can't be like, oh, yeah, frames per second is basically when my computer, like, I don't know how to explain.
See, when the guy came when the guy came to set up my internet, he asked me a bunch of questions about what I would need. And I said, I don't know. I work from home, so if you could just make it fast. And he was like, so do you want these things? And I was like, whatever you think.
Yeah.
And all I know is my Wi-Fi works. So
better than mine. Mine keeps going out. But yeah, so what's the conspiracy here?
So that, just to give an idea, it's Wi-Fi. That's all it is. Somewhere along the line, this turned into a connection between 5G and new towers going up and the coronavirus pandemic. So this French website, there's so much to unpack here. It makes me itchy. This French website called Les Moutons Enragés, which is the enraged sheep,
okay,
posted that there's a new wave spectrum coming off of 5G cell towers that Wuhan in China, where the virus apparently started, installed 5G towers weeks before the outbreak, and that it was it was some sort of wave that came off of 5G that infected patient 0 with COVID, because 5G didn't exist before, COVID didn't exist before, so naturally they are connected. So 3 months after
don't
that...
we literally know what caused COVID?
Yep.
Okay.
It was a bat.
Okay.
Yeah. Or a cell tower. Who knows? It wasn't long after that that people in Europe got wind of it and started setting cell phone towers on fire. Because they were like, God, we've got it. We'll put an end to the pandemic. And as we all know, nearly 3 years later, that didn't work. So after this French enraged sheep people made their post, a Belgian newspaper published an interview with a local doctor, and here's where things got even worse. This doctor said that the coronavirus outbreak could be linked to the cell phone towers that were installed. So now, not only was that theory out there to more people in a different country, it was said by a doctor. So the English language Facebook pages went wild with it. It spawned from that to a couple different theories. It could be that 5G networks cause radiation, which triggered the virus. So that was the initial thought, right? I said that one.
Okay.
Which then turned into people saying that reports of COVID were actually a cover-up for the installation of 5G towers, which were going to mind control all of the world. And then from there, people were pushing this idea that 5G and COVID were both distractions to depopulate the earth.
Who cares? Let them depopulate us.
And
sorry, continue.
I just, people started setting cell phone towers on fire in America. And then they started talking about how the government was going to control all of us. Here's what really grinds my gears. It's what really, I was going to say gets my goat, but gets my enraged sheep. Is that these people have no idea. And they think that the American government is in control of the entire world. Which
is not true.
No! But the thing is, this is not the first time fears like this have come up. It was very similar with 3G networks and the introduction of Wi-Fi in general, like wireless internet. Wild. People in the UK at that point, when 3G was coming out, I guess, very similar fears.
I mean, new things scare people.
Exactly.
When they don't understand.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're bad.
No. But this turned into when vaccines came out, all of these anti-5G people were saying that vaccines were supposed to implant certain things, which Jamie will touch on, that would be triggered by the 5G tower. So that's a whole other thing. I'll let Jamie do that one.
Yeah.
It's Wi-Fi, people. Shut up.
It's going to be better than whatever you have now. Stop complaining.
I don't even have a comeback, or any counterpoints. Just shut up.
It's not the cause of COVID. And it's not going to kill us.
No.
As far as we know.
And if it does, whatever.
Then, oh well. So, my next conspiracy that I wanted to completely debunk for everybody is that the vaccines are microchipped. So very much on the same vein as my tracking devices in the bras, wanted to clarify this for the masses. You're not being tracked via vaccines. They're not microchipped.
Why do people think that they're important enough to...
That's true. And especially with everybody getting the vaccine, like millions upon millions of people, you think the government, whichever government, is tracking millions and millions of people via vaccines?
You think they give a shit about you going to Walmart?
And then buying a pair of Crocs? Like, no. They don't care. Like, are you secretly a spy? They might care then. Then you can be paranoid, but... yeah, let me explain. It went viral. Again, I believe it was in 2021. That's when they started rolling out the vaccines, right?
think so. That sounds right. I don't know. This whole
Yeah,
pandemic is
because
blurred
it's
together.
2022 now.
Oh, God.
So it was only last year. Because I got my first shot in July of 2021.
Aww.
Yes, okay. So yeah, what people were saying was very similar to what you were saying as well. People like the global elites, like Bill Gates, were using the vaccines for COVID-19. They put microchips in them, and it was for crowd control and population, or depopulate. What's the word?
Depopulating, yeah.
Depopulating the earth again.
There's closer to 8 billion of us.
And we're all being tracked.
Yeah.
And also, though, let's think about this. People get vaccines all the time. Babies get vaccines all the time. Why is the COVID one the only one that has this conspiracy involved in it?
No one said it about polio.
What about the polio?
No one said...
Oh, I said they did say it.
No, I can't give my kid the polio vaccine.
Yeah. There's other conspiracies about vaccines, which also have no basis, but I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, God.
But yeah, people were sort of making this more popular by posting videos online of them saying
Facebook.
Saying that their arms are magnetic now that they got the vaccine. And there was one video where it looked real, where she put something up to her arm and it stayed there. And then I watched all of the other response videos where they were like, okay, do it again. And she could not do it again. Because
I can make a spoon stick to my nose.
Yeah, she licked it or it was sweaty. Yeah. If you can do it, that's something about the scientific method and stuff. Doing it once proves nothing. So many factors go into it.
Look at you.
Yeah, you have to... What's the proper term for it? There's two things. There's, reliability and whatever the other one is that we learned about in class. Yeah, if you can do it over and over again with the same result,
I studied
then
it for
you can
4
confirm...
years.
Literally, I forget. Then you can confirm that it's a plausible... However, nobody could, because it's not.
Because it's not.
And... I will explain to you why there are not microchips in your vaccines. So according to Dr. Matt Lawrence, who is a pediatric infectious disease specialist...
That's a rough position. My God.
Who was also a co-investigator on phase 3 trials of the Moderna COVID vaccine. So...
Good for him.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot. He gave an interview saying it's physically not possible to... inject microchips that small into vaccines, because at that point, this is me now speaking, at that point, if you can do that, that's nanotechnology, and we have not come that far.
You're
and
Iron
if
Man
we
at
did,
that point, man.
Yeah, if we did nanotechnology and stuff, we could cure cancer. We could cure literally every disease that involves blood. And no, that doesn't exist yet. So,
and no.
Step number 1, no. And yeah, so another thing that Dr. Lawrence said is that the microchip would need to be within at least an inch of muscle and fat to be able to have a power source transmit the signal, through your skin. So if they're injecting it into your bloodstream, that's too deep. It would not work. It wouldn't transmit a signal. Sorry, I'm making you crawl out of your skin over there. So it's physically impossible. So... As we said before...
That's what they want you to think.
Shut up. Lots of other things to worry about. Phones, credit cards, your vehicles. Those will all track you, essentially. But there are actually... actually microchips you can get for humans. You buy them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know who you saw. Who'd you see?
The hand?
Yeah, the lady.
Yeah, she unlocks her house with her hand.
Yeah, so that is pretty interesting, but I will not do it, I don't think.
No.
Fun fact, it's the RFID who created a microchip system that you can inject.
That's Victoria's Secret. How did I not think of that joke before?
Be quiet, we'll get sued.
Oh.
But yeah, so that same company created a microchip system that has everything. It has your debit and credit cards, so you can tap
No.
Like with this,
No.
for example, the lady, she has it in like the fatty tissue between your thumb and your other finger. I don't know what that area is called, but that's where she has hers, I believe. And you can see it when she like makes a specific type of motion in her hand. It's the size of a grain of rice. So it's big enough that she could see it, but the needle is also a lot thicker than for a vaccine or if you're getting blood drawn.
Oh, yeah.
It's way thicker.
My question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get through security at airports?
You'd probably need proof that it's a thing, and then you'd probably get stopped.
Right?
Like, you'd need... Yeah. I already get stopped enough as it is, because apparently I'm a
Same.
suspicious traveler.
It's because you sweat. You're like, oh, God.
I do. I have nothing to hide, but then they take one look at me, and then I look at them, and they're like, come over to the side. And I'm like, so don't ever travel with me. I look really suspicious.
It's true.
Anyway, yeah. So this type of technology has actually been commercially available since the 1970s. So it's been around a long time. I just feel like we haven't really heard about it up until the last 15 years, to be honest. The scary part is what I wanted to talk about is the mob mentality and mass panic and hysteria that can be put into the population by just a few people posting something kind of convincing on the internet. And that's really scary because people will believe it with their whole heart and they have no proof. And, you know, you might be like, well, Jamie, how do you know that people believe this? I'll tell you how I know. In July of last year, 1,500 Americans, which not a lot, but this is just a sample, were...
Surveyed?
That's the word, surveyed. They were surveyed, and 5% said that they definitely thought that the vaccine had a microchip in it. And then another 15% said it was probably true that there was a vaccine microchip. So that's at least 20% of the population answering, honestly, saying they think that there is a microchip.
That gives me the same energy as that. I think it was Billy Eichner who was, like, interviewing a bunch of people at a Trump rally. Like, do you believe the U.S. should bomb, I think it was, like, the country from Aladdin? And they were like, yeah, I think that those people have had too much power for too long.
Yeah. And
Like,
it's
just
like at that point,
blind acceptance.
Yeah. You're just going with the masses. It's the bystander effect. You don't... You're a sheep. You're a sheeple.
An enraged sheep.
But I just want to say, like, don't listen to random trolls on Facebook. Look for actual research that has validity. That's the word we were looking for before. Validity.
Oh, I wasn't going to be able to sleep tonight.
Because if you can find, like, multiple news articles or whatever, great. But can you find scientific research, journals? Can you find peer-reviewed sources? Because anyone can post anything. Not anyone can post a scientific study of something and have it accepted by, like, the Medical Journal of America and then get peer-reviewed by other doctors. Like, people in the UK and the US were falsely claiming that 5G is connected to COVID because the microchip in it is made of 5G, like, electric waves or whatever. It's like, guys...
Obviously.
No, that's not how it works.
That's honestly, like, that's just my response to so many of these theories is just no.
And, like, I can't explain it because I'm not a technological connoisseur nor my scientist, but I can tell you that's not how it works.
Yeah, I can't tell you how it works.
If you want to know, do your own research, but that isn't it.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
That's me on vaccines.
Like I said, I will never understand why people think they're so important that the government needs to track them. The government couldn't care less. Just gonna be honest.
And if they did, they're gonna track your phone.
Yeah, so throw out your cell phone.
Your Instagram, your Find My iPhone, your Snapchat location.
your Facebook.
Yeah.
We can take a bit of a detour here. Get away from the 5G towers. Get away from the mob mentality and go back to a simpler time. Shall we?
Please.
Come on a journey with me. Back to the year 1912.
Caitlin's favorite year.
If you guys could see the absolute shit-eating grin on my face right now. Because I'm about to talk about Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we started talking about weird conspiracy theories, Jamie was like, "Oh, have you heard this one?" And I was like, "Oh boy, have I." So
I started this theory.
I hate this theory. I hate it so much. I think it's so stupid. And I'm one of maybe 4 people in the world that feels as strongly about this as I do.
Yeah.
So, Titanic, built in 1912 in Belfast, Northern Ireland, by the White Star Line, one of the most famous maritime disasters in world history. 1,500 people were killed for reasons that I could go into, but it didn't have to happen. It didn't have to happen the way it did. Clearly, a huge tragedy, one that I could talk about for literally hours. Poor Jamie has listened to me talk about it for years.
Tired of this.
Some people look at disasters like this and look at the history of it, look at where development could come from it. The sinking of the Titanic taught shipbuilders a lot about the requirements for lifeboats, more requirements for life vests, safety protocols. Lots of things changed because of the way Titanic went down.
True.
But some people choose to look at it as a conspiracy theory about money.
Here we go.
So I'm going to try and do this with as few Titanic facts as possible. So
Okay.
Titanic was built by this company called the White Star Line, which was a shipping company in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically the biggest rival to this company called the Cunard Line. So the Cunard Line had just built these 2 ships called the Lusitania and the Mauretania, which were the fanciest ships in the world. They were the biggest, fastest, prettiest, and they were the talk of the shipping community, the talk of the passenger ships. Everybody wanted to be on those ships. Difference between ship and boat.
I don't know the difference.
So White Star Line was like, I don't think so. I'm not going to let them take all the spotlight. So instead of 2 ships, the White Star Line was like, we can build 3 that are bigger and better than both of the Cunard Line's boats. So building started with the Olympic, followed by Titanic, which would be followed by a ship that was originally supposed to be called the Gigantic, but no one wanted to take a ship called the Gigantic, built by the same people who built Titanic. So they changed it to Britannic because somehow that made it better. It ended up just being a warship, but that's beside the point. Shut up, Caitlin. So, Olympic was the first of these 3 ships to be built. September 20th, 1911.
Mm-hmm.
Olympic is on a voyage, doing its thing, and it makes an unexpected turn, and it collides with a military vessel called the Hawk. When it collides with the Hawk tears a huge hole in the hull of the Olympic. It's a pretty rough crash. The shipping company that was responsible for the Hawk ended up suing the White Star Line for damages to their vessel because it's a military vessel, it's a big deal. White Star Line was found responsible. So it was an issue. White Star Line is stressed at this point because they've got this plan for all of these huge ships, and now they've had to pay out all of this cash to cover loss and damages on the Hawk. So it's a whole thing. So at this point, Olympic is about a year old, I would say. That's 1911. 1912, Titanic is finished building. It's about to set off into the world. Obviously, big plans for Titanic. It was going to sail from the UK to America. It was going to take a short amount of time. It was going to be record-breaking. It was a whole exciting thing. Mm-hmm. Conspiracy theorists claim that J.P. Morgan, who owned the, what's it called? The International Mercantile Marine Company, which was the company that basically owned White Star Line.
Okay.
And obviously JP Morgan is a big name in finance. JP Morgan and Associates, banks, and he's a rich guy. He's very rich and famous. Money was his main priority. Okay. So when he finds out that White Star Line has to pay off all of this money to cover the cost of the Hawk, all that stuff, conspiracy theorists believe that JP Morgan had a conversation with J. Bruce Ismay, who was the head of the White Star Line. A real piece of shit, but that's a conversation for another day. Okay. And they basically decided that they would switch the Olympic with the Titanic. So the newly built second ship would take on the name the Olympic, while this damaged older ship would be repurposed to be the Titanic. It was still functional after the repair, it just wasn't this new ship. So their plan was that they would set it out. They could kind of get it in a little damaged, and they could collect an insurance payment that was befitting of a brand new ship. So instead of this shitty original Olympic that was damaged and whatever, they could be getting insurance for this new ship. And Titanic, or what was the Olympic, this Titanic ship would be fine. And then it hit an iceberg. And clearly, as history goes, didn't work out very well.
Or so they say.
Mm-hmm. So, here's the points that people bring up. This is what angers me.
I know, I can tell you're angry.
They say that Titanic didn't allow for a public examination before its voyage because the White Star Line was worried that it would be found out by experts that it was the Olympic in disguise. No. Every ship needs to undergo inspections before it lets passengers on. There's literally no way that it would have passed any inspection or been allowed to take on passengers and function.
That's response. No.
It just doesn't, that's not how that works. It's not how any of this works.
Yeah.
Another big thing is the portholes. So there's this picture of Titanic and Olympic next to each other at the Harland and Wolff shipyards in Belfast. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're being built in the same place. So there's a picture of Titanic under construction, and then the picture of Titanic on its first voyage as it's getting ready to set sail.
Okay.
So they're saying that there's an inconsistency with the number of portholes from this construction point to when Titanic set sail, and that the picture of it on its first voyage was suspiciously changed to have the number of portholes that the Olympic had.
Porthole, I hardly know her.
You're stupid.
Sorry.
To talk about the porthole thing. So
what about my porthole?
We can't talk about that in public.
Okay.
So the Olympic, like the Titanic, was fitted with the same 14 porthole arrangement on port side. I hate you. On the port side of the ship, there was 14 portholes. But by March 1912, Titanic set sail in April. I hate you. Set sail in April.
But
oh my God. By March of 1912, 2 additional portholes had been fitted because, shocker, it was being built. Of course,
that's kind of what happens.
That's how it works.
Things are allowed to change.
Exactly.
My house only had 4 windows, but there wasn't enough light, so now I have 8.
No, it was another house. You switched houses.
You're right, I did.
How stupid does that sound? I'm yelling. And then there's the insurance claim. Everybody is like, oh, they sank it to get the insurance money, or they switched it to get the insurance money. Why? Because, direct quote from J. Bruce Ismay, the piece of shit that owned White Star Line, the Titanic cost, at the time, $7.5 million to build. Overall construction costs were $7.5 million. It was insured for $5 million. So this...
There's no point then.
Exactly. This statement from Ismay was backed up by the International Mercantile thing, the vice president, Philip Franklin, who also said, yeah, the insurance that we provided for them was $5 million. So why in the fuck would they do all of that work to get an insurance policy that doesn't even cover the entire cost of the ship? It's 2/3 of the ship. Exactly. It makes no sense. Plus, Titanic had different cafes, a bigger restaurant. I could go into detail about the significant differences in staterooms. Titanic was designed to be a passenger vessel. Olympic worked as a military vessel for the most part. So did the Britannic. Titanic was fitted to carry these people. Olympic was a passenger vessel for a short minute, but not to the significant point the Titanic would be.
Yes.
So none of this has any historical founding. If you just read a book.
You tell them, Kate.
Like, God. The amount of people that I tell, like, oh yeah, I think Titanic's really interesting. Also, another point. Do you know how difficult it is to make a 1-year-old ship look like it's brand new and never been on the water?
No.
You can't do it. In 1912?
Oh, true. They're magicians, Kate. Didn't you know?
They're keeping track of the numbers of, like, the numbers on the rudders that they're using. The serial numbers on the steel. Like, all of this stuff is written down for payments. And we have the Olympic, and we have the wreck of the Titanic. We can double check and reference those numbers, and they don't match up as if they've been switched. It doesn't, like, it just doesn't.
Are you sure, though?
Oh.
Don't worry, I'm with you on this one.
Read a book. But I was going to say, the amount of people that I tell I like Titanic, and they're like, oh, did you hear the conspiracy? They switched it for money. And I'm like, look up literally one article. One. That's it.
They look up the one article that leads them to the Facebook group.
Of course. Of course.
That's why they think that.
See, I should get this angry about the 5G and the vaccine stuff, but I don't. But give me a conspiracy from 1912, I'm all over it.
About a boat?
A ship.
A ship? Sorry. I could see that look in your eye. I was like, I've said something wrong. I sense I've made a mistake.
Anyway, I'm
Thank
sorry.
You. Can I completely change the topic?
Please do before I keep talking.
So, I'm gonna completely switch gears in every sense of the word and talk about soy products. Because what else would I talk about on a true crime and paranormal podcast besides soybeans?
I just spent 15 minutes talking about Titanic, so.
True. So this conspiracy is pretty self-explanatory, but it's called the Soy Boy Conspiracy.
I like it already.
And what this means is that it is a quote-unquote left-wing conspiracy that soy products are designed to emasculate men and turn their bodies estrogenic.
So it's not the water that's making the frogs gay. It's the soy.
Hey, what'd you say the name of your guy was?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones is a big promoter of this soy boy theory. He is, in fact, one of the sole promoters in the soy boy theory.
Comes full circle.
When you said that, I was like, that name. I was like, I won't say it, but I'll say it later. So, Alex. Alex is a big promoter of this theory, in brackets, giving stuck in the closet vibes, feeling very sexist and unfeminist of you. Alex, you're projecting an awful lot in every one of your theories.
Yeah, do you want to talk to somebody?
Yeah. So,
I'm not offering my services, but...
Oh, no, me neither. But so, I'll explain.
Please do.
Alex, and unfortunately, other people found that soybeans contain a high amount of phytoestrogens, which actually they didn't find it, scientists did. Right. But these phytoestrogens are just organic compounds that, quote unquote, mimic the female hormone estrogen in the human body. All right, mimic.
Okay. That's what phyto means in science.
Yeah. So then the conspiracy theorists who believe this said, oh, if it's producing estrogen. It's reducing testosterone and making males more feminine and making our sperm count go down and making us gay and emasculating us. And then it kind of spiraled, which, no, that's not how it works. So I will, before I continue on, say soybeans do not lower a man's testosterone levels. And
also, how much soy do you have to eat to like replace the amount of testosterone in the male body with
only
phytoestrogens?
Breakfast, soy. Lunch, soy. Dinner,
soy.
But like soy, people are making it out to be a bad thing. It's not. A lot of vegans and vegetarians use it to fulfill their protein element, which most people get from meat if they eat meat. Yeah, soy products are really healthy. And this can include... And delicious. I love soy. You've got soybeans. Edamame is delicious. You've got tofu, tempeh, miso, soy flour, and soy milk. You can also get soy supplements because they have a lot of health benefits. And there are actually multiple articles that I found, peer-reviewed sources, that disprove this theory with a few clicks of my stupid little computer on my stupid little pink laptop.
It's shocking how easy it is.
When you simply just go on the scientific journal website, yeah. So I found 30 studies involving over 900 men that conclude that neither soy foods or supplements reduce or alter measures of testosterone in men. It doesn't increase or decrease it at all. And there was another 41 studies published from 2010 to 2020 with over 1,700 men participating in these studies, and none of those found any link between soy consumption and testosterone levels either. So that right there shuts you down. But the reason Alex Jones promotes this is because it all comes back to politics. He thinks it's a left-wing conspiracy, much like the frogs are turning gay. The government is trying to make people gay by promoting soy products and promoting like vegetarianism and stuff. And apparently plastics also make people gay. And I don't know where that came from. But
there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, and you want to hear some quotes he said?
Please. The frogs were bad enough.
Yeah, so first of all, he says like the soy products lower your testosterone. But he also says juice boxes feminize male children. Juice boxes. And his quote was, "After you're done drinking your little juices, you're ready to go out and have a baby. You're ready to put makeup on, you're ready to wear a short skirt and put lipstick on."
Well, I know that nothing makes me feel more feminine than a juice box.
Right? It's also like, what do you expect a child to drink? Like, that was a staple in my lunchbox.
Using cups.
I loved apple juice.
Remember my iced teas?
I do, and they were delicious. But it's like, okay, you are overthinking that way too much. Juice boxes do not make you feminine. It means I'm 7 and I am thirsty. And
does he
Mom
have the
put
same
this in the
thought
fridge.
about, like, is it specifically the box or does like a Capri Sun count?
No, just juice boxes. Don't ask. You won't like this. He also thinks that people, men specifically, who drink lattes lose their masculinity. Because men aren't allowed to enjoy nice
Shut the
coffee.
Fuck up. It's coffee with milk in it.
Soy milk can't do it. But it's like,
we figured it out.
Sorry that this man doesn't want a nasty black coffee that's going to make him poop his pants in an hour. Like, some people like a little sweetness in their coffee, like us. I love a cold foam.
Ooh, a little salted caramel in the cold foam?
Yeah. But it's like, so you're basically saying men can't drink fancy coffee or juice boxes or eat soy or drink any soy products. All because you have internalized homophobia.
Yeah.
And toxic masculinity and you're too scared of femininity. Also, though, what's wrong with men being feminine?
Well, women are the worst, so.
Yeah, women suck. But it's like, I don't know, feminine men are great. Like, gender norms should be smashed.
I would much rather sit down and spend time with a guy friend who's like, yeah, let's go get lattes, than a guy who's like, I only drink black coffee.
Yeah, and then I shotgun pre-workout, and then let's go run 12 laps. Like, you
I don't
do
know,
you,
Kyle,
but...
why do you?
We're really hating on the name Kyle. Would we prefer a Chad or an Alex? But it's like, there are so many studies. Like, I said just now, it's like 70 studies that prove that there's not a correlation between soy and testosterone and estrogen.
No, fake news.
But I can also confirm without doing research, there is no correlation between lattes or juice boxes that make you less of a man, quote unquote. What do you have to say, Kate?
I would like all of our male listeners to send us a DM on Instagram, and I will personally send them a juice box. So
I like that.
That's all I have to say about that.
Also, though, like, those are all delicious things. He just doesn't like when people have
Like,
nice things.
Like, I'm sorry you hate fun.
Yeah, that's not our fault.
No.
Sounds like a you problem, Alex.
Precisely.
And Alex followers.
Yeah. Sounds like something a reptilian would say. So.
Tune in next week for...
Why you can't drink out of a straw with a forked tongue.
Ooh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Don't actually get me talking about this, because I will.
We have to go.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. for me.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't believe any of the conspiracy theories we've talked about.
Yeah.
Especially the Titanic one.
Please. Please don't. It's a nice little rant, though.
Yeah, thank you.
I had fun.
Do this again sometime.
Yeah. Maybe. I'll call you.
Oh. She's not gonna call.
You're right, I won't.
They never do.
Oh.
Well, if you guys would like to share any of the weird conspiracy theories that you've heard, or any like weird interactions you've had with conspiracy theorists, we would love to hear them. But yeah, that's been us for this week.
Yeah.
Get your vaccines, drink your coffees,
And buy bras.
and buy your bras.
And go kiss a frog.
But
Don't, though.
don't be gay about it.
Keep your socks on.
Thanks for listening this week. We love you. And we will see you on my birthday.
Yeah! Bye!
Okay, bye. Is produced and edited by us, Kate and James.
Our theme music is Stuck in a Hole by Dated.
For more information on where to find them, check out the link in our show notes. And to connect with us, follow us on Instagram and Twitter @CreepsandCoffee.